All right. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, Wednesday night. Just maybe a short story. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to take up too much time with the chatting. In my book, by the way, so just so you know, I'm not trying to sell a book in this moment. It's no longer available. It is sold out on my website. But in it, I said something to the effect of admitting that you don't know is the first step in learning anything. So many things sound easy, but are not easy. There's a phrase for that, but easier said than done. That's what it is. Today, I was looking at the stock market of all things, and I was like, this is in Chinese, man. And I called my friend Mike because he knows about the stock market. And so I like asked him a few questions, and but like when I hung up, I felt like, why did I not know that? Which is a ridiculous thing to think. How would you know something you don't know? And this expectation, I would love to know everything. I think it would be so much fun to know everything, although there would be no like learning, and learning is fun. But this expectation that we're supposed to know all these, you know, all these different things. And then a neighbor of mine told another neighbor of mine to speak to me about possible guitar lessons. So, like, I know about this, but I don't know about that. But luckily, I had a friend I could reach out to and say, hey, what does this mean? And thank you. We'll start standing today. I'm going to move back there. I'm going to remove my flannel and my glasses. And we'll start hopping. If you want to start hopping already, then you can hop light, or you can hop heavy. Core is engaged. We can begin the breathing in and out through the nose. We could shake the hands. We're going to do it all. Patting the low ribs is super nice. And it's always good, but even better in the winter if you want to make fists and gently pat the kidneys back here. Oh, I feel that in the front. Just a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the patting the ribs. Nice. And this is going to be a repeat of that. So toes slightly splayed. We're going to bend at the knees. We bend at the knees. I used to have a teacher that did it straight. When you do this with the legs straight, it pushes on the knee joint. So when you bend them, they stay more in place because this is not a knee movement. And then we're going to swing the arms. And then the arms are striking the same spots that we were lightly striking in that previous patting movement. We're still breathing in the nose all the time. Just a little bit more. We're going to do a few of these warm-ups today. Excellent. Let's stand, and we're going to step the right foot directly over the left, and we're not going to forward fold all the way. So you super flexible people, just part way, so that the hands are not touching the ground, so that we can circle in the hands. And we're going to breathe in through the nose here and out through the nose. The whole time we're breathing in and out through the nose. Excellent. Step the other foot over, so left is stepping over right, and then we'll pendulum the arms. I'm going to try to go a little bit slower tonight. We'll see what happens. All right, let's stand. Feet together, big toes touching, ankles a little bit apart, shoulders back, thumbs out. Super nice on the shoulders. Here we go. We're going to breathe in, reach up, look up, prayer to the ceiling. We're going to breathe out and forward fold, trying to keep the legs straight. If the hands don't go on the ground, don't worry about it. Put your fingertips on your shins. We're gonna look up, shoulder blades lifting together, core in, out breath, forward folding. And let's come all the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer to the moon. And we're gonna come down through the heart center, push into the earth, circle all the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, again, fingers low. We keep the hands down. We're gonna look up, shoulder blades together. Forward fold on the out breath. All the way up again, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer, right down through the middle. And all the way back up again on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up. And we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center. And then all the way back up on the in-breath. Here we go. Forward folding on the out-breath, fingers low again. We look up, lengthen the tail to the eyeballs. And we're going to step back to the top of push-up. Now, if the top of push-up is unreasonable for you, put your knees down. That's fine. And we're going to take a few breaths. If you can hang at the top of push-up, tighten your core and your legs. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to give you the other options. And then we're going to lower down, maybe hit the ground. You could roll forward or just lift looking up, which is cobra, or full up dog, rolling forward, straight arms. And then we're going to tuck the toes. Feet are about 2 fists apart as we lift the hips up. We're looking at the knees or the navel. We're going to bend one leg, push the opposite heel towards down. Middle finger is pointing straight forward. We're breathing in the nose. The hands are about the distance of your shoulders. Great. Walk your way up to the top of the mat, feet back together, fingers low. We look up and we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer. Down again through the heart center. All the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, lengthen the tail to the eyeballs. Stepping back again, top of push-up. This will be a little quicker movement. We're going to lower or drop. You could hit the ground. Your choice of cobra or up dog, rolling forward, tight legs as we look up, third eye. And then down dog. I've been putting the knees down and then tucking the feet for down dog. Excellent. If you want more movement, up on the toes on the in-breath, down with the heels on the out-breath. Otherwise, just staying still. Breathing in the nose even when we're not moving. Deliberate breath. Excellent. Walk your way back up to the top of the mat. Feet back together. Fingers low. We look up. And we forward fold. All the way back up. Reaching out and up. Hands in prayer again to the moon. We bring them down through the heart center. And then one more time back up on this sequence. Forward folding again, fingers low. We're going to look up, pull those shoulder blades up and together. Stepping again, top of push-up. We lower, drop, up dog and down dog. Nice. We're going to stay here. Remember, you can rest anytime you want. You can skip a pose. I would keep doing the deep breathing in the nose, even if you took a rest, but it is up to you. All right, step or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up and we forward fold. Let's come on all the way up. So my hands are in prayer above the head. I know I'm going out of frame on this, but we're going to reach those hands in prayer way up to the moon and then arch back, lifting the heart to the moon. And then we're going to push the walls out. Let's take the feet a little bit apart. We'll take a couple of breaths here. If I had that camera way back so that you could see my hands up there, I'd be very small in your screen. From the hips up, we're going to turn and look to the right. And then over to the other side. And the reason we're going from hips up is the same thing I talked about earlier, about not wanting to take that twist down into the knees. at least not too much. Excellent, back to center, arms down, feet back together, big toes touching, ankles a bit apart. We're gonna let the knees fall together, sitting in chair, reaching the arms straight up. So knees are touching, big toes are touching, good. Up over, into the forward fold, again, fingers low. We look up just like before, we're stepping again, top of push-up, we're gonna lower and drop. Up dog and down dog. Feel your right hand, we're gonna step the right foot almost up to that right hand, left foot turns out flat, heel to heel alignment. Knee stays over the ankle. With the arms up, we're gonna reach the left arm forward, turning the torso to the front of the mat. We're gonna take a couple more breaths here. Feel that back foot flat, the left one, push the outside edge of it into the mat a little bit. Very nice, touch the ceiling, and again, hands back down, stepping, top of push-up, lower drop, up dog, down dog. We're going left foot stepping, outside the center line, right foot turns out, back up. We again are reaching that right arm forward. Take a couple of breaths here. How do you know the knee's over the ankle? When that leg bends, the foot disappears, you just see a sliver of the longest toe. Excellent, touch the sky. Again, hands back down, stepping, top of push-up, we lower drop, up dog, and down dog. Very nice, we're gonna breathe here. Excellent, step your way to the top of the mat, you could jump. We look up, and we forward fold. Feet and knees sitting in chair. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. Excellent, we're gonna keep doing that. Let's sit in chair again. And up, over, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, stepping, top of that push-up again. This is gonna get real familiar. We lower drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior one again on the right, left foot turns out, back up. And we're gonna bring hands in prayer above the head. The core is pulling in and up. If possible, we look up, we'll take a couple of breaths here. Very nice, hands back down, step in. We lower, drop, up dog, down dog. Left foot stepping, right foot turns out. Back up, hands in prayer above the head, core in and up, maybe looking up, continuing the breathing. Long and deliberate breathing in the nose. Excellent, hands back down, stepping. We lower, drop, up dog, and down dog, and we're gonna stay here again. All right, step, jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, and we forward fold. Feet and knees sitting in chair. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. This next one, we're gonna add a few elements, so let's sit in chair again. Great, up, over, forward folding. We look up, stepping again, top of push-up, we lower, drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior one again on the right, left foot turns out. So get your warrior base set, arms up at least initially. And then we're gonna bring the arms down in the front with the palms facing the moon, the ceiling. So we're a warrior in the base, open for a little assistance, like I talked about there in the beginning. We can't know everything. That's good, we can ask someone else. My wall is going to interfere with this next part, but turn the palms to face, and then we're going to open all the way up, over a little bit. Maybe lift the heart a little bit if you want to look up. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Let's turn the palms to face the ceiling. Bring the hands in prayer above the head, prayer to the moon. We're gonna arch back a little bit, lifting the heart. Excellent. Hands again back down, step in, top of push up. We lower or just drop, up dog and down dog. We're gonna go left foot stepping, right foot turns out. Warrior one to begin. And then again, arms out in the front, open for assistance, but still a warrior in the base, breathing in the nose. Let's turn the palms to face. We're gonna again open all the way up. Put most of that opening in your hands. We take several breaths here. Turn the palms to face the ceiling, hands in prayer all the way up. You could arch back if you like, lifting the heart. And yes, hands are back down, stepping, type of push up, we lower, drop, up dog. And we're gonna stay here in down dog, remembering we can rest anytime we want. Excellent. Step or jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up and we forward fold. Let's sit in chair. We're gonna keep arms straight up today. And we're gonna breathe just like this, just staying in chair. Big toes are together. Knees are together. Core is a little bit in. Back is like against the wall, just like your heels. Very nice. Please stand. And we're going to take the feet apart distance to say the hips. You grab elbows, you grab prayer, just so with the hands don't touch the ground again. But we're going to use gravity, hanging as best you can. Let everything fall off your back. Let your head, pull your spine long. We're going to breathe here. Engage the core. We're coming all the way up, touch the ceiling. And then we're going to come all the way back down with peace fingers coming underneath the big toes, thumbs touching on the inside, big toes push the fingers down, elbows away from the ears, top of the head towards down. We're going to breathe here. It's okay to bend the legs to get a hold of the big toes. Great. All the way back up to the ceiling. And all the way back down again. Each hand under each foot in the front. Legs are bent for me. Some people get their legs straight. You could try to make them straight. That'd be the part of the work of the pose. Bring the top of the head towards the mat. Down, down, down. Through the spine to the top of the head. Excellent. Let's stand and we're just going to take a moment here. Couple more breaths. We are going to pivot through the standing series tonight. I'll walk us through it really slow so we can get it all together so that we can go through all those poses. Feel your right foot like there's a line running right down the mat through the foot all the way to the end. We're going to take the left heel and step it on that line about the distance of one of your legs. That left foot is pointing about 45, 90 is okay too, anywhere in between there, but it's upward pointing if it's pointing. Arms out, legs are straight. On the out breath, we're going to reach out and then triangle, right hand down, preferably below the knee if possible, light as possible. You could just bring the palm out. and left arm up. Some of you will start to make it down towards your foot, but you want to stay between the panes of glass, flat, opening up through the side here a bit, breathing, lengthening the tail to the crown of the head. Great. We're going to come up and we're going to do our first pivot. Right toes are turning into 45 degrees. Left toes are turning straight out the back. We're set up to do triangle on the other side. We're going to reach way out and then left hand down, right arm up. Same thing, opposite side. We're going to breathe here. The traditional looking is up to the reaching hand, but you could look at the foot and you want it right under your nose. That'll help you see that the body's stacked up properly. Excellent. Up again. We're going to pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. On this one, we make the stance shorter, about 3 inches. We're going to reach the left arm way forward. And then we're going to put the left hand on the shin. You could stay here with both hands on the shin, but for the twist of triangle, we reach the right arm up. If you want a little more force, the back of the hand outside of the leg pushing. Don't let your right hip jump out. We're going to keep breathing. Maybe think about lengthening the spine through to the crown of your head forward. Excellent. Back up. We pivot again. Right toes to 45, left toes out. Reach that right arm all the way out and forward. And then right hand down. And if you're coming into the twist, left arm up. We're going to breathe here. Back up, we pivot again. Left toes 45, right toes out. Re-lengthen the stance to maybe slightly longer than one of your legs. We're doing warrior 2. The front leg is now bent with the knee over the ankle, arms out over the feet. We take several breaths here. Core is engaged. Shoulders are light. We're going to do extended side angles, center of the right forearm on the leg near the knee. You could put a little bit of weight there. Left arm up and over. Those of you that like can put the right hand on the ground, even if it's just fingertips. We're going to take several breaths here. Great. Back up. We should straighten this leg so that we can pivot again. Right toes 45, left toes out. We're doing warrior 2 now, facing out the back of the mat. We take several breaths like this. When you're ready, extended side angle of left forearm out near the knee, right arm up and over. Then whatever you did on the other side, let's do a repeat of that. So if you put the hand down, we'll do that. Tonight, we're coming straight up into horse. So both the toes are splayed out, the knees are opening out with the legs bent. One time, heavy hands on the legs, keeping the arms straight. Let the rear end drop down. We'll take a couple of breaths like this. If you can put it on an out breath, we're going to put it on an out breath. We're going to rotate the right shoulder forward. Then back up, and if you can put it on another out breath, left shoulder forward. And then on your own, a little back and forth. We're going to keep the legs as they are, bring the arms up and dig your fingers into the moon, and then hang from the moon. We're going to breathe like this. Very nice. Straight the legs, turn the feet to run straight forward like railroad tracks, and the outside edges of your feet, same as the outside edges of the mat. We're going to reach all the way up. And then on the out breath, just wide-legged forward fold number one. Hands are right underneath the shoulders, maybe only the fingertips down. If you can't get your fingertips down, take the feet a little further apart and see if you can. If you can't, that's fine, but if you can get closer, take the feet apart. And then maybe the palms down, head trying to reach towards down. We're going to breathe here. Excellent. We're coming back up. Reach out to the ends of the fingers. Behind the back, we're going to intertwine those fingers. If your upper back is holding tension, push the palms all the way together. If not, a little apart. We're going to forward fold, lifting the arms up off the back. High end as they'll go. Some people, they'll come way up and over. While we stay in the pose, lift the toes for a little bit. And then put them down as light as possible. We're going to keep breathing. Excellent. All the way back up to the ceiling. And then all the way back down, we're grabbing shins, maybe ankles, maybe big toes with the peace fingers, elbows away from the ears, no matter what you're holding on to, but keeping the legs straight. The top of the head is coming down as if the whole back is dumping out through the top of your head. We're going to stay down low, both hands over to the right, left shoulder under and through. Great. Over, please, to the other side, right shoulder under and through. Very nice. Let's stand. Shorten the stance. So anywhere between 3 and 3.5 feet. If you're on the shorter side like myself, 3 feet. If you're taller, 3.5. Right toes straight forward. Left foot about 45 degrees. Arms out. That's for the rotation. And we want the shoulders to square to the front of the mat. Behind the back, we're grabbing elbows. Shoulder blades back and together, breathing in. We're doing pyramid. We're going to come down and look at the right foot in the forward fold. Keep those shoulders back and together. And yes, it does limit your mobility. Don't worry about it. Breathe. For me, I'm breathing, trying to breathe into the hamstrings because they feel like they're really getting a pull. You could stay here if you like. Push off that back foot into warrior three. Staying in pyramid is good if you want to work the hamstrings longer. If you want to turn warrior three into the half moon, put your right hand down and the left arm up. Keep that back leg up. You could even flex the foot a little bit. We're going to stay longer. I'm not twisting the moon today myself, but if you want to, go ahead and do that right here. Switching the hands. Excellent. We put that left foot back down. It goes up and we are pivoting again. Right toes 45, left toes out. Again, behind the back. Elbows are prayer. We're going to look up. And back down we come. Looking at the left foot. If you like, stay in pyramid. If you prefer, warrior 3. You could even bring the arms out. You could keep them behind your back. Or half moon, left hand down, right arm up. I'm reaching my leg out of my right hip almost, trying to lengthen that. You could switch the hands as we're staying a little longer. Excellent. Let's stand and we can move around some. We're just going to do tree tonight. So we're going to stand on the left foot. You could go off the mat. It's less squishy on the bare floor. And we'll bring the right leg up. I'm going to bring it out in front. You can bring your hands to the heart. You can lock the foot. Find your visual lock. And we're going to take just a couple of breaths here tonight. Oh, my balance is freaky. Great, let's do the other side, standing on the right. We're gonna lift the left, and if you wanna get the lock, you can. For me, when I go out in front, there's things that I need, which is, I like to open the arch of the foot. And it feels different in my leg here, but everything has a piece. Just a little more. Excellent. If you got off the mat, we'll go back to the mat. We're coming down into our squat. The feet are about the distance of the hips. The toes are mildly splayed. We come down, elbows into the legs, hands in prayer as we lengthen up the back. We'll take a few breaths here. And let's go hands in prayer straight forward. We're coming all the way up to the ceiling, and then all the way back down, hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up to the ceiling, back down, hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up to the ceiling, back down, hands in prayer straight forward. One more, all the way up. If you want to arch back, lift your heart to the moon. And we're going to come back down, and we're going to be hands and knees. So I'm going to go back and double up the center of my mat, lifting it and folding it like making a lumpy bed. And then that bed is going to support my knees. Knees are about 2 fists apart, hands under the shoulders, fingers straight forward. We're going to let the belly drop down, cat and cow, looking up, third eye. Arch the back, looking at the legs, and just moving and breathing. The out breath is when we arch the back. The in breath is when the belly drops down, looking up in the third eye. It's keeping the spine nice and young. Great, back to center. We're going to look over the right shoulder and see the tail. And then over to the left. And back to center. Keep the left knee down, step the right foot up to the top of the mat, then you could step it up a little further. We're going to come up with funnel arms. We're going to do them both tonight, by the way. And we're going to stay here for now. Let the hips hang down a bit. Several breaths like this. So that twist we did not get earlier, we shall get here, at least a version of it. Left elbow outside of the right leg. Hands in prayer, pull in towards the chest. Turn the fingers to the face. Rotate that right shoulder back You could stay here, which I will do. You could roll back on the ball of the left foot, lifting the knee. And we're gonna breathe like this. Squeezing the internal organs, squeezing out the old. Excellent. Let's do the other side. So right knee back, left foot up to the top, and then arms up again like a big funnel. Several breaths here. Stepping this foot forward in the front, the left foot will stretch the back, the top of the leg in the back, the right leg in the top here. Just a little bit more. Now, right elbow is coming outside, hands in prayer. And whatever you did on the other side, same. Keep that hip in, keep this leg like cement, not getting pushed around so the knee is still over the ankle. The breath, of course, is in our nose. Great, let's switch sides again. So we step that left knee back, right under that cushion, and right foot back forward. I'm gonna put it up there a little further for me. And then straight up with the arms this time. We'll take a couple of breaths like this. This time we're coming down on the inside. So right hand mostly right inside of the right foot. I'm gonna bring my right foot a little bit away from my body so the knee is a little more perfectly over the ankle. Some of you will stay here, some of you will walk the hands partially forward, in between putting the elbows down. Some of you will get the elbows down. I'm coming back to hands right next to the foot. We're gonna take several breaths here. Very nice. We're going to the other side. So right knee back, left foot up to the top. We'll take a few breaths with the arms straight up. And again, down on the inside. For me, I'm gonna step that foot out about an inch. A little bit out, away. And whatever you did, if you got the elbows down, or if you're in between, great. We're gonna breathe here. Good. Back to hands and knees. We're gonna turn the right hand in so it faces the left, and then we're gonna lay down on the left side of our face and shoulder by feeding that left arm through. So we're resting all of the weight on the shoulder and the side of the face here. And we're gonna push that right hand against the mat, rotating the right shoulder back. You're welcome to bring the hand around the back, trying to grab the leg. And we're gonna breathe like this. Excuse me. Thank you. And back up, I swear I dusted this floor. Turn the left hand in to face the right, and we're gonna feed that right arm through, other side, Here we go. Same stuff, you could push that hand as you rotate the shoulder back, you could come around with the hand. They're kind of very different. Back to center. We've been getting into pigeon a little differently, and we're going to do that here as well today. So we're bringing the right knee forward and flipping that right foot out and towards the left hand. So I got a nice angle here. My shin is kind of facing the front of the mat, but not straight. Some of you might get it close to straight. I got about a 45-degree angle. Then I'm going to work that left knee back, lengthening the knee here from the knee here, because this knee is going further away as I crawl that back. I'm going to put my hands on the mat and look up for a second. And then the knee is outside of the ribs. I put the forearms down. I'm going to put my head on my intertwined fingers. You could lengthen out and put your forehead on the mat. And we're going to breathe like this. Great. We're going to go back to hands and knees. And then we're going to do that on the opposite side. So we're going to bring the left knee almost to the left wrist. The foot is coming up towards the right hand, but for me, it's not getting anywhere close. Some of you might get close to squaring. Right knee crawls back. We lift the heart, and then down we come again. Pigeon on the other side, and we're going to breathe here. Great. We're going to put the hands on the mat, and we're going to basically sit down. So I'm going to take my right leg and swing it all the way up front, and I'm going to put both legs out in front. Take your time, however you get there easily. So we're doing, again, big toes touching, ankles apart. You could even actively pull those toes a little bit back with the strength of your foot, opening your arch. We're going to breathe in the nose, reaching up. We're going to breathe out and try to touch the toes. You don't have to get there. All the way back up and all the way back down. Every time we forward fold, we're breathing out through the nose. And we're going to keep on going. Next time you're up, hold the breath. And then let's bring the arms down. We're gonna do the hip opener, the shoelace pose, and we're gonna go nice and slow. We're gonna take the right heel underneath the left hip. So your right leg is mostly flat on the mat with your knee pointing like an arrow straight forward. Now the left foot, you can grab that ankle and pull it over that knee. For some people, this is extreme, and I would suggest you stay right here. Those of you that like, will take the right hand and grab the left shoelace, hence the name of the pose, and pull back so that the knees are kind of getting close to stacking up. If you want the knees to line up a little deeper, put your fingers on the mat, keep the feet down, but lift the body and lunge a little forward. Good, you can stay here holding the knees. You could reach the arm up and down the back, grabbing the elbow. Head pushes against the arm. If it's doable for you, you might want to think about bringing the hands together behind your back. But keep the head pushing against the arm, the core engaged, and the breath in your nose. Excellent. We're going to unwrap all of that so we can do the other side. So left heel underneath the right hip. You see most of the foot sticking out, so it's just the heel just right under the hip. And then that leg jumps over. Again, stop anywhere you want. This is a great place to stop. Holding the knees sitting up tall. Grab the shoelace if you like. Fingers down, lunging forward if you like. Left arm up, down the back, and grab the elbow. Head pushes against the arm, behind the back. We're going to keep breathing. Lots of options. We can say no to options for sure. Excellent. Unwrap all of that. We'll put the legs out. You could shake them around. That'll feel good. Shaking them. It'll feel good in the hip joint. Does for me anyways. Good. To our twist. Right foot flat on the mat. Left toes remain pointing to the moon. Left arm grabs that leg. Right hand behind you. So think of a tail coming straight out of you. Put your right hand on that, but just far enough so you can hold your spine up straight as like the molding on the wall. You bring the elbow outside. We're going to gently look back as we twist back in the torso so the shoulder is rotating back, and we're going to breathe here. You could just also hold the leg, but we're still twisting, squeezing the digestive system. The twist is squeezing the digestive system from the movement that we're doing, from holding ourselves in the move. We're not having to do anything, the pose is doing it. Excellent. Let's do the other side. So right leg out, left sole in. And right arm now grabs that leg. And again, we sit up tall. Shoulder back. We're looking at the eyeball line on the wall, breathing in the nose. The breathing should be restricted. It's hard to breathe when we're squeezing the lungs, but keep trying. Excellent. Back around. We're gonna be on the tail, so I am going to double up my mat back here. So both legs bent, arms underneath the legs, and we'll roll back onto the tailbone. You can stay right here. The core work begins when you let go, lock your shoulders back. You don't need to overdo it, but if you like, legs straight. It's a lot of extra work to bring the hands behind the head. We're gonna breathe here. We're doing 5, of course. Cross the legs, grab the shins, sit up tall. Excellent. Back up for the next one, number 2. Cross the legs, sit up tall. Up again for 3. Cross the legs, sit up tall. Up for 4. Cross the legs, sit up tall. And yes, the last one, back up. Excellent. Hug the knees in again. If you rolled up the mat, we'll unroll it because we're gonna lie back and do bridge. Those of you that want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana are welcome to. Once you lie back, we're gonna put the feet down flat, feet and knees about 2 fists apart. Again, longest finger almost touches the heel. And we're gonna lift the hips and then tuck the shoulders under, intertwining the fingers, pushing the arms down against the earth as we push the hips up to the sky. We're gonna take several breaths here. Excellent. Back down. We're gonna go upside down, kicking the feet up and over the head. You could have the hands on the back. Be nice to your neck and head. Try to have the weight in the shoulders. Try to keep the legs straight. Let the toes fall towards the earth. Some of us will get it there, some of us won't. Hands on the back is comfortable. Intertwine fingers with the arms down is traditional. If your hands are not on the back, place them there now. I like my fingers pointing right to my spine and the thumbs coming around the front. Before I come up, I bring the elbows in a little closer to the distance of the shoulders and then up with the feet. And we're gonna stay here breathing. Allow your internal organs to fall down a little bit inside of you. They will regardless, but you can give them permission to fall down further. Excellent. Bend the legs, bring the knees down towards the ears, and roll onto your back. We're gonna do dead bug, knees in the armpits, soles of the feet up to the ceiling. So you're holding the feet. And you can rock around, the head's down, go easy. Not to jump too far into the future, but we're gonna end in a 5-minute meditation like we used to do in the old days. Excellent. Bring the knees in. And if you got the space, bring the arms out like a T or goddess if you need to shorten it up, which is what I got a door right here. We let the knees fall to the right as we look to the left, and you could put that right hand on top of the legs, and we're going to breathe like this. The hip is coming way up off the earth. Excellent. All the way up and all the way over to the other side. And I'm going to put my hand on the legs, pulling them closer to knees down and together. Go back up to center, hug the knees into the chest. Thank yourself for coming out. You could take the meditation laying down. I am going to roll on my mat because it's very important to be able to sit comfortably. So I'm going to show you this, rolling the mat up here. Leave yourself a tail on the mat, because especially if you're on a bare wood floor, because the ankles will feel better there. Sit on the rolled up part. And then the ankles are down on the rolled up area. And I'm going to set a timer for just a shorty tonight, just about 4 minutes. Intertwine fingers with the thumbs touching, shoulders back, core in. Chin is hanging slightly to the chest. We're going to become aware of the body breathing itself. We're going to try to put all of our focus on that, all of our mental focus. Sounds easy. Not. Some days harder than others. If it's a day where it's hard, you can always breathe into the nose and out and put all of your attention on doing that and feeling that. And we're going to stay here, like I said, for about 4 minutes. Alrighty, we'll bring the hands to the heart center, rubbing them together, making fire. If you chose to lay down in the meditation part, maybe you can come up to sitting. You don't have to. But I'll sign us out of here. If you're comfortable, stay comfortable. I mean, it's part of the reason we do this work. Good, arms all the way up. We're going to breathe in through the nose as much as we can get. We're going to breathe in more through the mouth. Hold the breath, tighten the core, tighten the legs, lift the floor. And then let it all out. You're living your dream. Don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's danieloverberger.com. You can find links to my Venmo and PayPal there. I'm on the other one too, Zelle, but that's only if you know me. Let me stop the recording.